Hey there folks, welcome back to Let's Play Mass Effect. I'm the Mysterious JG. Apologies if it sounds like there's a weird pause at the beginning of each video before I start talking, unnaturally long. A flashware update came out for my recorder, which is awesome because it's much better than it used to be about when I use the recording software. Has a built-in feature that's supposed to make it easy to do a commentary track. But generally, before the flashware update, you had to go in and there was just this delay. It was always off by a second, sometimes a second and a half, sometimes two. You had to go in and figure out how much it was off by, and trim, and it was just a minor little irritation. Much simpler than back when I was using my old laptop and trying to do it with the Dazzle, blah blah blah. You know, you guys don't care about this, but the point is, now everything takes care of itself, but I need to be careful to make sure I don't start talking until I know everything's capturing. So, blah, there. So he had like a half a second or a second of awkward silence, and then like a solid minute of me explaining why. Excellent use of your time watching Mysterious JG LPs, folks. I applaud you. Now, in the spirit of wasting time, let's talk to everyone in the world. We can't. I wanted to check Wrex's stats, but we can't do that just by talking to him or looking at his locker. I think maybe there's a way to do that on Normandy. I forget how. For simplicity's sake, I'm going to... Engineer Adams, do you have anything new?
Hey, Commander, you know that Quarian, Tali? She's been spending all her time down here asking me about our engines.
I'll take her out.
I'll tell her to leave you alone.
What? No, she's amazing. I wish my guys were half as smart as she is. Give her a month on board and she'll know more about our engines than I do.
And she'll report it all back to her enemies, the Quarians.
I can see why you wanted her to come along.
I figured she'd be a real asset to the team.
You got an eye for talent,
indeed.
Commander, but I'm guessing that's not why you came down here.
Carry on, Adams.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Basically came down here to see if he had any new stuff, and he does. That's kind of, you know, nice little
It feels
extra
like we're
thing.
getting near the end, doesn't it, Shepard? With Saren, I mean.
What do you know about Sharon? What do you know about Sharon? What do you know about Sharon? Rose of Sharon, Cassidy. She's a character in Fallout New Vegas.
It won't be much longer. One way or another, it'll all be over soon.
One way
You'll
or
find the
another,
conduit before he
we're gonna
does.
find.
I know you will. You have to. And after this is all over, when my pilgrimage ends and I go back to my own people, I'll be proud to say I was a part of it.
Very sexy.
We couldn't have done this without you, Tali.
You've been good to me. A lot of people treat Quarians like second-class citizens. They just want us to go back to our fleet and disappear. But you've treated me just like everyone else on your crew.
Crap.
Like an equal. That means a lot, and it says something about you.
Did you think you're
Whatever
equal to
happens,
lowly
I
Quarian
just want to say
scum?
thank you for that.
Shut up.
I'm going to miss you when you go back to your own people, Tali.
That won't happen for
Any
a while
chance
yet.
you can be a love
I'll
interest?
be right here anytime you need
I mean,
me.
I'm willing to wait for Mass Effect 2, which for some reason is when you become available as a love. I don't get that, folks. Spoilers, I suppose, but Tali is not only a potential love interest in Mass Effect 2, she is potentially your main love interest at the end of Mass Effect 3. And there is a pretty cute piece of dialogue in Mass Effect 3. I'm sure there's several of them depending on your different combinations, but Ashley and Tali can have a little bit of a girl fight. They can have a little bit of a cat fight over you in Mass Effect 3, which is you know, pretty awesome actually. But with, like, you know, Ash making smart aleck and just maybe a little racist cracks about Tali and her suit in 3, but for some reason it doesn't happen in this game, and it struck me as odd because with the accent and the fact that they like chose a costume for her which like really reveals that she's got childbirth and hips, I was assumed as I was playing through this game that, you know, and I had heard about romance as a big part of it, that you were supposed to be able to make a move on Tali.
I should go.
See you later.
As I think I've mentioned, Let's Playing the game, I don't know if I was just in the wrong mood or what, but her whole backstory explaining the Quarians and the Pilgrimage and blah blah is the longest, most, you know, apparently interminable dialogue in the entire game. So I got kind of annoyed with her during the LP, but overall she actually is a character that I rather like. This room right here, this is it, man. These are like my 3 favorite characters in the series, basically, all chilling out in here. That's right, unnamed Alliance Requisition Officer who doesn't appear in the next 2 games. Garrus probably... He's a cool character. Sadly, probably a distant third. I loves me some Wrex, and I loves me some Ash.
Commander, what can I do for you?
What can I do for you?
Something bothering you?
It's Saren. I'm starting to wonder whether we'll ever find him. He's always one step ahead of us, and he's got those damn Geth.
I just wanted to know, Shepard. What do you know about Saren? You think he'll get away? He's got to get away.
We're getting close, Garrus. We'll find him.
I wish I had your confidence. I just can't stand the thought of him getting away with
It seems like we'll never find him because you keep going around looking for Turian insignias and bullshit like that.
If anyone can catch him, it's you, but
It's
if
not
there's anything
freaking
else I can do to
Starflight.
help,
Stop
anything,
trying to find minerals.
just tell me what you want me to do, and I'll do it.
Thank you, Garrus. I'll keep that in mind. Just make sure you're ready to go when we do catch him.
Yes, sir. I'll be ready. Can I ask you something, Commander?
Oh man, I really want to see what he says here, but no, goodbye. I mean, God, of all the dickish things that pop up, and usually these are only a vague indication of where the dialogue is going to go. Sometimes the most assholey statements on screen in text end up being something where he vocalizes that don't sound that bad. And sometimes things that don't look that bad sound awful when he vocalizes it. But can I ask you something, Commander? No. Goodbye. What a fucking jerk.
What is it?
Are you worried that the Council might be protecting Saren?
Never occurred to me.
I
I'm
know
kind
they
of
were
thick.
really dragging their heels before. What if we find him, bring him back to the Citadel, and they refuse to act?
I get the feeling this isn't a question. Speak your mind, Garrus.
Well, maybe we shouldn't give them the chance, Commander. In my opinion, Saren's too dangerous to be kept alive.
What did he do?
Too much could happen. He could escape. Or
He
the
killed a
Council
lot of
might let him
humans.
go.
Garrus
If we
maybe
find
has a soft spot
when
for
we
humans,
find
or he's
I say we make sure we stop him permanently.
just a really... I mean, Garrus might be doing a better job than most of the characters, human and alien, in this game are at treating other species as equals, but it's just his intense hatred for Saren just seems a little strange.
If Saren won't listen to reason, if he forces my hand, I'll kill him in a heartbeat.
Reason.
But only if it's absolutely necessary.
Only if there's no blue dialogue available.
But what's the point in keeping him alive? It just gives him an opportunity to escape or convince the Council to listen to
Well,
him.
I'd like to find out about his
the Geth?
mind-controlled
They might try and free
spaceship.
him.
We know more about Saren's plans than anyone. But what do we really know? If we just kill him, we lose the chance to find out.
I'd hate to think we prevent his evil plan from
I see.
happening and never find out what it was.
Do you really think there's more to know, other than the fact that he's a raving lunatic?
He's got a mind-controlled
Maybe not.
spaceship.
But it's not a chance I'm willing to take.
Yes, sir.
Dude's got a mind-controlled spaceship, and he appears to be trying to bring back murderous machine gods. I mean, I like to figure out what's going on.
Shepard,
So long, Wrex.
Shepard,
Okay.
Shepard.
So, you'd rather be a merc than help your people?
Fucking Shepard.
I'm a fighter. It's what I do.
Aren't you at all worried about what will happen to the Krogan?
What the hell do you want me to do about it, Shepard?
Oh, it's my favorite dialogue ever.
I'm tired of sticking my ass on the line and getting nothing for it.
It's... I guess I didn't realize this was coming, but it's funny. Like, if you cycle through the whole thing, it's the nature of the cyclical dialogue in this game. You can talk about the whole thing with the genophage like 4 times over, and Shepard will be shocked to learn about it for the first time every time, and then you come like, you really don't want to help your people, Wrex? What the fuck do you want from me, Shepard?
So you're just giving up on your people?
I gave up on fighting for a lost cause. I'm no hero, Shepard. Bottom line, killing for credits simplifies things.
You ever think about helping your people?
I try not to,
Didn't you ask me that, Shepard?
but there's a lot of
Shepard,
Krogan
have you got
mercs
a
out
short-term memory issue?
there. I'm always running into them. Half the time I'm being paid to kill them. But that's just part of the job. You don't get to pick who your enemies are.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it. All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected, every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
Why don't the Krogan try to find
Okay, you can actually cycle back to the personal things.
Shepard.
Oh, well.
I can't change that. Nobody can.
So long, Wrex.
Shepard.
Shepard, you're always like a ray of sunshine, accusing me of not caring about my own people and making me discuss the details of our impending extinction. Love you, Shep.
Commander?
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Gotta admire those colonials. That's about the worst place for a colony I've ever seen. Given the option, I'd get the hell out of Dodge.
Maybe move to Tucson.
Do you have a few minutes to talk one-on-one?
I'm off duty until tomorrow. I was gonna have a small drink. Bit of a celebration. If you're interested.
Oh god, not alcohol. I don't want Paragon points that bad.
What's the occasion?
It's Armistice Day, when the first contact war ended. My family always marks it.
You probably should
Since
know
I'm
that,
mainly
Shepard.
Williams aboard, I thought I'd ask you.
Oh, cool. So I don't have to mention that alcohol thing.
Seems like an odd thing to celebrate. That was 26 years ago.
Why would we celebrate
In
the
our
end of a
family,
war?
it's not really a celebration, more like an obligation.
To get drunk.
Don't tell me you don't know about my family. My commanders always find out. It's not in my files or something?
Spit it out. Actually, swallow. Sorry.
There's almost nothing in your files. Technical scores and a list of crap assignments.
There's a reason for the crap assignments. I'm General Williams
good at
Granville,
cleaning toilets.
commander of the Shanxi garrison in the war. The only human ever to surrender to an alien race.
I see. That's why you drive yourself so hard.
Well,
A
maybe I
Williams
actually
has to
just
be better
want
than
to
the
do
best,
something
if only
good.
to avoid suspicion. That's what my dad told me the night before he retired. It takes a special kind of thick-headed to march into a job where your family's blacklisted. I did it anyway.
Thick-headed is
I'm
not
not
really a
gonna let our
noun,
name
but
go down with Arnold and Quisling. Granddad deserved better than that.
What happened to your grandfather after the war?
He was relieved of command as soon as Shanxi was liberated. They brought him back to Earth in irons, but there was never a trial. They quietly demoted him and stuck him behind a desk. He retired a year later and spent the rest of his life working construction in the colonies. Sometimes we hear about attempts to get him exonerated in some official way. Nothing ever comes of them.
well, wouldn't you guys have to be involved in that? I mean, who else is gonna agitate? I don't know why I'm like blaming her for not fighting hard enough to clear the name of her. You know, the fictional woman's clearing the name of her fictional grandfather, but
As I recall, your grandfather held out for a long time.
The Turians wrecked the orbitals in the first wave and occupied the major cities. They sat in orbit, dropping rocks on anything that moved. Granddad dispersed the troops, but when they went into the cities for supplies, the Turians would wreck a block to eliminate one fire team. Civilians were dying, his troops were starving, and he couldn't contact Alliance High Command. So he surrendered the garrison.
he got what he deserved. Anyway, you want to have sex?
He refused to sacrifice his men just to save face for humanity. You planning to throw yourself on a sword to save face for him?
Would it make a difference? He's gone now. Dad's gone too. And who would it impress? I'll never be good enough for the Alliance. So now you know. Gonna kick me off the ship, Skipper?
So really, again, totally illusory choice here. You can't actually tell her to get lost.
You're a valuable part of my crew, Williams. If I want an opinion from the head, I go to Alenko. When I want one from the heart, I go to you.
Basically, that means you're stupid.
I also play a mean game of pool. But anyway, I've got things to do before we land. I'm sure you do too.
Dismissed, Chief.
Sir.
Back to your pool. Okay, so I did give her, Oh, maybe I didn't. Yeah, that's why I've got so much cash. I didn't, Oh, no, I did. my bad. I gave her polonium rounds 5 and 5. Okay, she's got the same rounds that I would have given her, because she has the same rounds Shepard has. As I've mentioned before, I've decided, just because the Geth are generally not giving us that much trouble, and my character build has skills that are good at killing Geth, and will actually be a bit less useful in later games. Although later games they really mess, well, I don't want to say mess up, they really change up what the different classes do. And they also give you, without penalty, the ability to switch from one class to another. So I can have an Infiltrator Shepard in 1 and make him go into, like, turn him into a Biotic in 2, which makes no sense, but they'll let you do it. So, yeah, I mean, it is a game. It's sometimes they sacrifice realism for flexibility to have some fun. But, what was I getting at? Yeah, I got skills that are good against the Geth, so as far as like just weapons and raw damage output, the occasional Krogan we run into is a bigger pain in the ass than anything. And although they don't pop up too much in the story missions, you still run into see, there's Shepard's locker, but I still haven't figured out where we go to change the skill points of people. But the blah 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 blah. What was I trying to say? Yeah, the you fight pirates and mercenaries and whatever biological enemies and Cerberus guys, whatever, in the side missions. And they're also good to have polonium rounds against. I'm focusing on being able to kill biologicals because they have been actually a bigger pain in the ass than the Geth have been generally.
I get the feeling you want to ask me something, Commander.
Well, if I'm not trying to romance her, honestly, I don't have that much reason to keep coming in and talking to her, because she doesn't have a special mission like Garrus, Wrex, and Tali do. But yeah, I'm just trying to get to know our crew, and
I like talking with you, Liara. No matter what the subject.
As long as you know that we're not getting it on.
You. Are you okay?
Pastor Wolf! I have nightmares.
I'm not sleeping well. The visions keep me up at night.
I wish there was something I could do to help you.
Dr. Jacquez has all sorts of
You
tranks.
need to be your best, Commander. The crew relies on you for leadership. It can be a heavy burden.
I can handle the responsibility of command. But if I don't stop Saren, the entire galaxy gets wiped out.
Do we know that,
I'm
really?
sorry, Commander. The last thing you need is someone constantly reminding you of how grim things are. Is there anything else you would rather talk about?
Let's talk about a sorry culture.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
Can you give me some
Yes,
tranks?
Commander? Is there something you need?
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
Just occasionally check in to make sure that the secondary characters don't have any stuff. They rarely do though. This is where Garrus tends to be hanging out in future games, but in this game there's not much going on. I just teleported across the other side of that barricade. What do you think of that, Kaiden? You want a slow turn towards me?
Anything you need, Commander?
After all of that, just like meaningful steering, that's all you got?
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
I didn't figure you'd have time to talk with all that's going on. There's gotta be some xenobiologists who want to read about the Thorian.
Probably screw it. Yes, I'm too busy to talk.
The paperwork will keep. Something on your mind?
I'm just looking for an ear. That a briefing wasn't the right place to say how ridiculous this is. Seems like every other race in the galaxy is wrapped up in their own problems. They don't want to see what's coming.
Probably this whole Saren and the Geth might be about to unleash all hell means more to us because one of our colonies got wiped out, but...
Wanting to believe everything will be fine? Sounds like human nature to me.
Yeah, I guess some things carry across species well enough. I should remember that after what happened with Vernus.
He was such an ass. I never met him.
I think you'd carry a grudge over the crap you took from Vernus.
Before I
Angry.
This, I knew as much as any of us.
Angry.
Aliens,
I would think you'd carry a grudge
superior,
over the
and
crap.
tried to tell us what to do. I mean, it's only been 26 years since first contact. That's not a lot of time to understand them. But it was Vernus who made me see how human aliens are. They're not different or special. They're jerks and saints, just like us.
That is essentially...
Hell, by the time I got payback, I didn't even want it anymore.
What Kaiden just said. There's nothing special about them. They're jerks and saints just like us. That is essentially the theme of the entire Mass Effect series. He just basically got the nutshell paragraph. The Dr. Nutsack paragraph. He got the nutshell statement of the entire series. Kaiden, you will be an important character in the overall Mass Effect LP, regardless of, you know, what happened to you.
I don't see you snapping very easily. What finally did it?
He hurt Rana. Broke her arm.
Didn't see this coming.
She reached for a glass of water instead of pulling it biotically. She just wanted a drink without getting a nosebleed. You know? Like an idiot, I stood up. Didn't know what I was gonna do. Just something. And Vernus lost it. Beat the crap out of me. Kept shouting how they should have bombed us back to the Stone Age. That's when the knife came up. A military-issue talon. Right in my face. I cut loose. Full biotic kick right in the teeth. Almost as strong as I can manage now. At 17, that's something.
Sweet.
You wanted to help a girl you cared for. That's a noble thing.
You were trying to get some nookie. That's a noble thing.
Maybe my intentions were noble, but I lost control. I killed him, Shepard.
Sweet.
Snapped his neck. They probably could have saved him if they got him to an infirmary quick enough. But they didn't. Caused a stir when they shipped him home. Bot training was shut down. Kinetics folded a couple of years later. So, yeah, maybe I hated that Turian. I mean, if one ass was enough to judge a whole race, I'd hate humans too.
That previous sentence, that, you know, that whole, well, group of 3 sentences ends with, I killed him, Shepard. That's where a little part of me wishes that I didn't have it set so that the text appears on screen. I need to do that because I am such a blabbermouth. I keep talking over the dialogue, and you need to be able to read it. But the fact that I could read through that 10 times as fast as Kaiden delivered it kind of gave away the ending. I killed him, Shepard. Not as impactful as it should have been. Because I didn't actually see that coming the first time. He talks about this girl he liked. He talked about the Turian officer who was an ass. Clearly it was heading towards something like the Turian officer did something mean to his girl. I didn't see Kaiden murdering the guy, though.
A reasonable stance. Keep that level head and we'll do fine.
Just don't kill Garrus.
Is about all we've got left.
So what happened to
Everyone
Rihanna?
else in this
Rihanna,
galaxy seems
whatever.
to have gone out of their minds. Present company accepted, of course. Anything you need, Commander?
Just trying to get a sense.
We're all in for the duration. You can count on everyone to do their duty.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
I'm glad there aren't many aliens like the Thorian. I don't think my stomach could take it. One of my cousins has an agribusiness. I was thinking of calling him. Maybe he can get some shipments into Pharaohs. I mean, now that they're cut off from the company.
We'll talk another time, Lieutenant.
Commander?
What the fuck happened to his girlfriend? I'm assuming they're not together, but... Well, A, because if you're FemShep, you can date Kaiden, but B... I think maybe if, you know, we do another plot mission before we get to Vermeer, we can find out that... I mean, I would guess that, you know, if you're a teenage girl and a teenage boy who totally likes you, and she probably... I mean, the way these things tend to go, she probably liked him, maybe not as much as he liked hers. Maybe I'm just putting my own baggage in there, but that's the way it tends to work, right? The guy and the girl like each other, but one of them is a little bit more head over heels than the other one is, especially teenagers, blah blah. You're a teenage girl, you're popular, you're pretty, there's guy, people want to hang out with you, and there's this guy who really likes you, and he kills someone for you, even by accident. You're probably thinking to stay away. But anyway, the fact that there was a second dialogue path, mission specific, made me think, oh yeah, I probably should have done that with Ashley too.
Commander?
Oh.
Do you have a few minutes to talk one-on-one?
I should get back to my duty, Skipper. Rifles don't need...
What's your opinion on the
Gotta
last?
admire those cologne.
Okay, never mind.
Dismissed, Chief.
Misunderstood how the dialogue tree worked there. So yeah, we actually didn't have anything new for her. Okay, my bad. Tell you what. So that's it as far as talking to all of our crew folks. I have now remembered, we got our word from Admiral Hackett that we need to do these Geth incursion missions. Tali does not come and tell you that she has a mission, because she already spent a fuckload of time telling us about the pilgrimage. But if we start playing with those Geth incursion missions, eventually, by doing those missions, it will work out in such a way that we can do something for her. But we do have specific missions we've been asked by Wrex and Garrus to accomplish. Also, every time I do a plot mission, I like to go to the Citadel. But I don't... Oh, you know what? Joker. I always forget Joker. Joker... I mean, you can't do plot missions for him. There's really no capacity to make him less or more loyal to you. He is played by Seth Green, legitimate celebrity, voice actor, guy. He's going to be around for the entire Mass Effect series, folks. But we generally do get at least a little brief thing after each plot mission.
Hey, Commander, next time we touch down, let's try not to park the ship in a colony of mutant zombies. Just thinking out loud here.
I have to go.
Alright, see ya.
But yeah, that's pretty much all we get out of him. I'm just like frothing at the mouth with praise for this game, it seems like. But yeah, Joker's actually a good character too. This game is... The vast majority of characters in this game I really do like. Even the ones who are not meant to be likable are usually fairly believable.
Yes, Commander?
And nothing new from him.
Carry on, Presley.
Yes, sir.
I'm up here in command of the bridge. Presley, we want to talk? No. So where the hell did I end up? Where was I when I actually saved? I'm in the Amazon system. Okay. But I think what I want to do, actually, is... I'm sorry if this annoys you guys. I do want to do a quick run around the Citadel to see if we've unlocked any new missions here. I would like to drop by the Citadel if for no other reason than to make sure that we talk to Conrad Werner the required number of times to kick his plot loose. So what I might do is... Well, it doesn't take too long to wander around the Citadel. I was thinking I would definitely hit the CSEC and... Now, I was wondering if I should off-screen this just in case nothing new pops up, but pretty much every time you finish a plot mission, you'll have one or two new things to do with the Citadel, so... And once we do this, there's only really 2 more missions. Because there will come a point of no return in the plot, folks. I mean, shocking, spoiler, I know, but there's going to come a point where we can't just travel around at will anymore. Plot events are going to take over. And there's really only about 2 There's only about 2 plot missions left before we hit the plot mission, which, although there's, you know, a good bit left to go when you get there, the end game section takes a bit of time. But, yeah, there's only about 2 more plot missions left that we can do, where as we end them, we still have the ability to wander around at will on the Citadel. Sure, who do we want to bring with us for this? No real reason, but I'm just going to bring the humans.
Equalizing interior pressure with exterior atmosphere. Log. The commanding officer is ashore. Exo Presley has the deck.
Actually, at this point, I think I've done enough with all of the characters to unlock their mission. I've done enough dialogue with people and enough with everybody to get their missions going. So, and Shepard, of course, has electronics and decryption scores that are high enough that he doesn't really need anybody specific to come with him for unlocking stuff purposes. So I can use whoever I want from now on. I didn't really need to worry about it.
How you holding up, Lieutenant?
Not too bad. No headaches worth mentioning lately. Maybe I'm getting used to the strain.
Maybe you've just got a good stress release. I know that knocking the Geth on their synthetic asses gets rid of my headaches.
That's great. I sometimes bleed out of my nose for no reason whatsoever because of the crazy alien powers floating around in my brain. But you just talk about how you're a spunky girl who knocks down Geth. That's great. Meanwhile, fucking Shepard's got me dressed in a princess costume. I just got to get past this. I've got a long, wonderful future ahead of me as long as I can deal with the stress of this mission. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to call it a video here. When we come back, we'll be on the Citadel. I really don't know how long we'll be on the Citadel. I would expect it's not going to take more than 1, maybe 2 videos. But it may take even less time than that. Matter of fact, maybe what I'll do is I'll just come back and I'll wander around until something pops up. And then start recording. No, I'm just gonna record. You guys are gonna get to see it. So yeah, next time, folks, we gotta go find Conrad Werner and just poke my nose into the general sections of the Citadel, make sure there's no new stuff going on, and we should be good. See you then. Bye-bye.